You see, this is the first chapter in the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Let us zoom in so all of you notice what happened in this verse. Do you see here this letter disappear? Here you will notice here there's a letter in the front of this Allah, but here there's one letter is gone. Do you notice that, guys? Do you see it? This letter is here. Now remember, this is a name. If it's a name, we cannot take letters out of it. The name will stay as it is. Doesn't matter where you place it, doesn't matter where you change it. That's it. The name is a name. You put the name of Christ here, it is going to be Christ there. Doesn't matter what is before it, doesn't matter what is after it. But the only reason for the name to change, because simply this is not the name. It is not from the name. It's not part of the name. Simply this one, this is supposedly Allah, and this is the additional one you see in the screen. Now, do you notice the difference between them? This is exactly the difference between verse number 1 and verse number 2. One have a letter Aleph, which is A equal to A before it, and one does not have that Aleph before it. Now what happened? Here it says Allah or Allah. Here there's no Allah. Here there's Lillah. So let us make it simple in English. This one is Li-lah. Li-lah. What Lillah mean? The Arabic is very clear. It says thanks to Allah, or thanks to Lah. Li-lah. Not Allah. Li-lah. So the first Li, and anyone who speak Arabic in you, mean two. This one here mean two. Let us type it, or type it here. To Lah. So thanks to who? To Lah. As simple as that. And this idiot who do not know how to read his even his prophet name in Arabic, he want to teach me what the word mean. We are the Arab. We are the one who taught your God how to speak Arabic, but yet he is an idiot. He could not make it. And this is not an Arabic word, by the way. This is a pure Aramaic. To Lah. To Lah. Here, Al-Lah. Al-Lah. Now, if we go to Google and we search, you can do, all of you, you can do that. You do not need me. Search, you will find that Lah is the moon god. And we are not making things up. Here they are saying that Ya Lah, the other Egyptian moon god. Lah, you know, the moon god have many names. Have Sin, which is more known in the territory of Aramaic speaking people, Europe, and then same word used by the Sabian who spread their religion in Egypt too. So they use it there as Lah, which is the moon god. It's not a secret, and that is the name of their god. Now, if we go and we search, we do little search in their Islamic interpretation for the Quran. As an example, if we go and take a tafsir for chapter 36, verse number 1, Ya Sin. Look what the Muslim they say to us about the meaning of this verse. Chapter 36, verse number 1. Have you ever heard of an interpretation funny like this? I mean, where is the interpretation? Ya Sin. God knows best what he meant by those letters. Those are not letters. This is Sin, the moon god. Sin is just another moon god name. It's the same god, but different culture, different country. Muslims, they worship nothing but the moon god, not the moon. You know, some idiot, he will say to you, no, the Muslims don't worship the moon. I'm not saying they worship the moon. And the Muslim actually today, they don't claim they worship the moon. But this is the origin of their god name. This is where it's coming from. The Quran even says, don't worship the moon, neither the sun. But all of us, we knew that Muslims are the last one to know what Islam is about, and we can prove it easy that this is the moon god. Everybody knows. You can go and search. You will find that the moon god did marry from the sun god, and he have 3 daughters. Otherwise, the Muslims need to explain to us that the daughters of Allah are coming from where? Why the Arab they thought that Allah have 3 daughters? Any Muslim can explain to us why and how Allah had 3 daughters for the Arab for centuries before Muhammad. And you will notice here the proof of what I said in front of you. Do you see where it says Al-Lat, Al-Uzza? Al-Lat, Al is God, Lat. Al-Uzza, God Uzza. Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, the goddess Al-Lat, the goddess Al-Uzza. The Manat, which because it is the god of death, it does not come with Al before it. So three daughters, they are the daughters of a sexual relationship between the moon god and the sun god. This is why you see Muhammad, he is in a competition. He is in favor of the moon god, he is against the sun god. So if you go and see in the hadith, you will find Muhammad forbidding the Muslims to pray when the sun come, because according to him that the sun come from between the two horn of Satan. Why? Because the sun, supposedly the moon god, is in control of Satan. Where the appearance of kuffar will come from the east. And what is the east? Is where the sun comes. Let us explain it more. You see here, this hadith is not translated. Look at this. Muslims, they did not translate this hadith, but we will find a different one. Just give me a second. Here it says, don't start your prayer when the sun go up, and not when it's set, for it come from between the two horn of Satan. Now here we prove two things: that Muhammad is nothing but a liar, and Muhammad is a person who believe in superstitions, and he is really believer that the sun is, you know, there's a God. His name is the sun God, and there is a moon God. He is the moon God. And as you see here, Muhammad take the side of the moon God against the sun God, and the reason for that is very simple. You see, in some areas where it is cold, freezing cold, people, they worship the sun God, because sun God bring mercy for them out of the cold. Those who live in the desert like the Arab, they hated the sun God, for he bring death, no mercy, thirst, their animals die. While the moon is nice, it's giving them light at night in the middle of the darkness of the desert. There's no cloud, there's nothing, there's no rain. So sun is death and moon is life. So for them, always the moon is their favorite and the sun is their enemy. Now I challenge a Muslim to tell me why Muhammad is saying that when the sun comes, that Satan, the head of Satan, comes out from the side of the sun. Actually, he did not say from the side of the sun. This is a false translation. It says qarnu shams. The two horn, the horn of the shaitan, they are the same two horn of the sun. Why Muhammad is saying that? I change any Muslim to tell me why. I mean, the sun is just a star, and what shaitan have to do with it? Without the sun, we will die. If the sun disappear for a week from this earth, the earth will go in chaos, and if it disappear for a month, all of us will die. So what is the relationship according to Muhammad between the sun and Satan? Any Muslim can explain to us? They cannot. Either you have to agree that Muhammad is a superstition person, he says stupid things, or you have to say to me where this is coming from. Read with me this hadith. We visited Anas ibn Malik, etc., and when we had finished the prayer, we mentioned during the prayer early time of or he mentioned that he said that he heard the Messenger of Allah saying, he says, the prayer of the hypocrite, the prayer of the hypocrite, the prayer of the hypocrite, 3 times, he have to repeat 3 times as usual, is that one sit until the sun becomes yellow and is between the horn of shaitan. Do you see it? So Muslim believe that the time at this time the sun is between the horn of shaitan. Explain that to us. How the sun is between the two horn of shaitan? Kuffar, they will come from the east. Kuffar, they, you know, the sun, don't pray in a certain time because it's coming from the shaitan horn. I mean, what does that mean? Because simply Muhammad, he is an enemy for the sun god, and he took the side of the moon god. He is an Arab. As all the Arab, they take the side of the moon god against the sun god. Now, if we go back to the article, so Allah, the moon god, he is not deity, and there is no way he can be deity, because how he can prove that to me? How God, he can be God, yet he cannot have a son without having a girlfriend? That's not God. I am a man, I need a girlfriend to have a son. How God, he is God, but yet he do not know how he created the baby? That is a stupid God, and God cannot be stupid. How God he think that he stable the earth by placing mountains in the top of them, in the top of the flat earth? How God he think that the earth is a flat? How God he think that the sun set in murky water? How God he think that the sun goes every day and prostrate itself under the throne of Allah and ask for permission to come? How God he think that the hail is made broken from mountains in heaven? How, I mean, we can go endless. How you say to me this is God? God he think that the sperm became a congealed blood, and this is how the baby is created? That cannot be God.